Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. My name's Chris. This is Tennis Manager 25. And yeah, things are really starting to move in the right direction. Um, yeah, we're pretty much done with Michael's goals. Very, very happy with that. We're kind of one place away from nailing that down. We just then got to maintain until the end of the year, which is probably more difficult, but we just need another tournament or two, basically. And then I'm pretty sure if we just keep running the rookie 10s, we'll pick up a couple of points along the way, and he should be pretty well done. Kwame as well looks pretty good right now. We're just outside the top 1,000. Again, keep running these tournaments, just get a little bit going. And then just, have to book some 75s and just really test him. It's where Hannah is. He's not far behind Hannah. Uh, I do think she's definitely the best that we have, but it's not a million miles. Um, he's better in some aspects. He's worse in others, but I just feel she's a little better. But he's pretty dang close. And then talking of Hannah, we're inside the top 300. We're number 6 in the UK. Like, we're very comfortable right now there. So again, it's maintaining, and then it's just actually winning a rookie 10. We drop down and we'll win one. I'm sure of that as well. So we've got plenty of time. And once again, it's Yana. I mean, I like her. I think she's really good. I think she's really young, really talented, will be a force. And I do kind of want to use the 4 if I can. Because I'm not sure kind of when doubles comes into play or how it comes into play. Uh, if it really does from our point of view. Maybe that's just an international thing. I don't know. In which case, it'll be what it'll be. But yeah, my thoughts are I can have women's doubles with Hannah and Yana. And I could have Moyes and Michael as the boys' doubles, and then we could just, switch it up for mixed doubles. Maybe Hannah and Moyes or Hannah and Michael, and then the other person with Yana in another sort of mixed double way. So, kind of feel like I'm covering all the bases there. But yeah, her goals are just a little bit off of that, and we just need to make sure we're doing what we can. So yeah, it's going to be difficult, but I think once we start gaining a little bit of points in tournament, we start snowballing the way I know she can, then we're probably going to start jumping up the rankings. We're going to move into the finals consideration by the end of the year, hopefully, as we're gaining points and gaining ranks anyway. I don't know about the Grand Slam. That's a bit of a hope we're at our peak for a tournament and we can get through things without too much chaos and too many issues along the way there. And yeah, we're not really far away from being top 3 check. So again, that'll come with everything else. It's just making sure we're booking enough of the right things. And like I say, it's a 10 for Hannah. It's a 75 for Moyes. It's whatever we can get Yana the most points in. That might not be to win a tournament. It might be a semi-final in a tournament that will earn more than the one she probably could win. Just kind of being clever there, and it's, like I say, maintaining pretty much on Michael Antonius. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with it, and I think we're set up again for the next few weeks. We're in a solid place, and we can just keep pushing on at this stage. We've made a little bit of money thanks to that bank loan, so we're gonna have to pay that back. But really, I think the next 100 grand we earn would be enough to do that with the interest. So we're not in a bad place. We're not in a bad place. I didn't realize that they were going to force me to accept a loan. I thought we could just stay in the red for like a month, and then when we earned that 100,000, we're gonna earn pretty much every month, our debt would have been wiped clean, and we would have been okay. So didn't really understand that. Didn't really probably need to make the push to develop as much as I have, as quickly as I have. But we got some 2-star stuff up here. We've got the medical center into pretty much the basics with a fully fledged cold therapy room. We got a little bit going in the youth academy, but not too much. And then business, we're just starting to move on. And again, the conference room is going to help us get back on track. So I think overspending there wasn't a bad idea. It wasn't the best idea short term, but long term, I definitely think that was something that we could kind of kick on from. So yeah, that's definitely the side that I'm willing to start splurging on a little bit. But we're pretty good right now. Hannah, Moyes in a really good spot. Antonios just in behind them. Yana just in behind him. The academy's still not producing anything. We're probably going to keep, but we know that's going to be the case for a little while. We do know that for a little while. So yeah, starting to play against people now inside the top 150, which is kind of scary. Kind of scary. We got 168 in our opening draw, but it is also people that we kind of match fairly well with. We're very similar to these players in a lot of ways. And there we go. 7-6. A little bit of an extended first set there. Having to go to a tiebreaker and then a 6-1 demolition job. And our first serve definitely was key to that. We kind of held our own against her, a little bit better first serve, but then destroyed her first serve. So overall, I feel like that was kind of where the match was won. And it isn't amazing, but Hannah does have the 13s in serve, and that kind of really does make a difference, which is why we're trying to get her physicality up so she doesn't just tire out or get beaten by good shot makers. And that's why the others that don't really have a good serve, we're trying to develop that on top of their good athletic base. Because I really do think it makes a difference, and I do see it making a difference. A little bit of a wild card, Zoe Kruger from South Africa. And again, like, you kind of look at these percentages and, again, we kind of match up very similarly in a lot of ways. So, yeah, I think we can do something on 6-4, 6-3. Again, nice, solid win. First serve, 81% of our first serve. And then look at the return points, 39-19. So our return game was strong, and our serve game was strong on the first serve. Second serve, a lot closer in both ways. We converted more break points, saved more break points. And I know these are all tied. I know the first serve of ours is tied to their return, and vice versa. Break points converted and saved. I know that, but the fact that we're able to do all this, really, like, that first serve is kind of key, and the break points are kind of key as well. Because the errors, we're still going to commit a lot of errors, and we're not really going to force a ton of errors. We're not going to really, I don't think, serve a ton of aces or cut out all our double faults. We've seen this, that we're just not there yet. We need to get better technically, probably better consistencies, and so on. But just general gameplay, I'm starting to look more at that first serve and how do we kind of match up in that battle, which is really well. Second serve to a certain degree, but really more concentrating on that first serve and then the break points. I feel that gives us more of a feel for the whole match without diving too much into any one statistic. I think that's, a good place for us to be. Uh, Now, Habino from Japan is a 173, so not the toughest we've faced, but just about there. We've beaten the 4 seed. This is the 5 seed. We are into the quarters, which is, 16 points right here, so that's not bad. And again, we kind of look at the return points and the serve points, and we're kind of in the mix. Similar kind of heights. We've got a little advantage there. Ranking, fairly similar-ish. Titles, they've won a bit more, but just this little breakdown is giving me enough to go off to kind of feel, are we outmatched here, or should I have some hope? And I should have some hope. We might get beaten. They might just be better. They might be older. But ultimately, it does give us hope. And you can see our double faults, were crazy. But again, it's just about winning the first serve. The second serve was actually better than the first serve, which is just about fine. And they both saved, the same amount of break points. Or not the same, but the same percentage. So yeah, kind of a bit of a defensive battle, maybe. Not really too much one way or the other. But we definitely, we shared that first set. They edged it, but then from there on out, it was definitely on us, and that was kind of cool. And yeah, our second serve is faster than their first serve, which is also something I like. And net play seemed good there as well. So it's just, without going too deep into the weeds on it and trying to keep things moving at a nice pace, it's like, okay, well, what can we actually do? We got 29 points. That's fantastic. That's going to move us up in the rankings. That's almost 100% going to happen. We've beaten 4, we've beaten 5, we're up against 6. And this is the interesting one for me because I don't really follow real life tennis that much these days. I kind of know a few names and faces. A lot of the generation I watched are retired or retiring, which is, I watched a decent amount in the 90s. So your Agassi, Sampras kind of battles there. And then moving forward through Nadal, Djokovic, Andy Murray. I'm missing someone there. I am missing someone. There's the 4 of them that kind of battled really well. Nadal, Djokovic, Andy Murray, and there's a 4th. Let me know in the comment section down below. I know I'm missing someone. Huge name. But yeah, pretty much the three of the best ever to do it, you'd probably say. Competing with the Samprases and Agassis up there. Federer. It's Roger Federer. I could picture his face. I just couldn't pull his name out of my brain, but it came. It did come. But yeah, Andy was kind of the only person that was really able to compete with them. Didn't win as much as them, but that to me kind of defined it, where everybody else was blown away by that trio. The only other person that could really worry any of them was Murray. So yeah, that was kind of fun. But yeah, that era's kind of ended as well. So I'm learning a bunch of new people. And one of the things I have seen more recently is that Hannah is playing doubles with the Australian Emerson Jones. So yeah. So we're up against our real life doubles partner in the semi-finals in Tunisia. So that's kind of interesting. Again, though, very similar. We give up 6 points on return, but we win 5% more on serve points. So that evens out both 71. They've got a few more titles with a touch sort of taller rankings. Very malleable at this stage. And so I'd say we're close enough that it really makes no difference. The banding quality between top 300 and top 150 is a lot smaller than probably 150 to 100. So this is kind of how I'm reading this. And it might be off, it might be inaccurate, but it works for me. It just gives me a rough idea of what to expect. And so yeah, I do feel that she might be slightly better than us, but again, we've got a real shot at this. And yeah, we get done, which is a shame. And just her serve dominates. Her return was very, very good. Um, and yeah, we just couldn't really save much in the game. So kind of what I expected to a certain degree, sadly. Definitely something I kind of expected. And it's stuff like this. The serve spin, I would expect that to be a 13 or 14, somewhere in the middle. The forehand, 13, 14. Footwork, agility, 13, 14. The stamina, 12 to 13, at least, probably 13. Like, everything's just a little more. She's the best junior for a reason. She's who Yana is chasing down and why it's so difficult to get Yana going. Um, yeah, she is absolutely fantastic. And I would like to bring her in. Um, but I think really Hannah's going to catch up to her pretty quickly, and we're going to be competing against her. So Yana being that little step behind is probably good to let Hannah rise to the top and then have Yana come underneath her for a bit and kind of rise up that way. But semi-final, 29 points for the tour. That's kind of what we want. And we're getting to a semi-final of a 75. I'm very, very happy with that. We just keep on keeping on. And I think that's all I can do. Literally all we can do here. So Yana's forehand and stamina go up. That's pretty good for her. Her all-round game. Focus for Moise. And then other people doing okay. Let's just clear the inbox. Yeah, I'm like I say, I'm pretty happy with everything there. That kind of seemed okay to me. Um, so yeah, Moise now is gonna play a second round qualifier, I guess, and then we're gonna watch and see kind of where we're ranked. Like I say, we're so close on everybody to being where we want to be, apart from Yana, who's miles away. But yeah, I feel like we're still in a good spot, so I'm not gonna worry too much about it. I would need a coach and a trainer if I were to bring in a fifth. I keep thinking about this. We got the physio, so it would just be one of each. And it would be the sports HQ, right? That would get me. No, that would just get me the coach. Ooh. Yeah, because I'd have to get this to coach them. And then I could get a trainer. Here. Okay, so that's a trainer. It's a player which we don't need. That's a trainer. Yeah. Could be worth updating a couple of those to get the extra spaces, but yeah, I don't really want to spend this money. I don't feel like that's great right now. Moyes drops out, but he's about to go into a tournament, so hopefully a few points there will get him back up the places that he dropped. Same with Antonius. He's basically coming back into training and should be good to go soon. And Yana just needs to win. That's all it is. Yana needs to win. There's nothing else really to worry about. She doesn't win. She kind of struggles. And then Moyes gets all the way to the final. So he's had to qualify for all of his tournaments. And now he's managed to get all the way up. And yeah, he's got himself to a final. So don't mind that. Met the number one seed and didn't really get badly outplayed. We just got a bad draw. I think that's really a shame. That's really a shame. And number 6 seed, Nikola Kuhn of Germany. The number 6 seed is ranked, what, 568. So, yeah, was the top seed, 471. So, yeah, pretty decent. We've beaten some good players. We've beaten the number 2 seed. We've done what we needed to do. I didn't really look over our journey in detail, but, you know, we drop a tiebreak in the middle or an extended set in the middle against Thibaut. We win fairly comfortably. The other two have a little bit of a battle. Good first, solid second, and then in the quarters, we do beat Facundo here. Again, 6-4, 6-3, 7-5 in the middle. And then a very solid match. 6-4 is pretty close, and then tiebreaker to win it. So, not too bad. Really not too bad. And it does look like Nikola Kuhn might be a little more fortunate to get here with a 7-6, 7-6, and losing a 6-3 in the middle. Yeah, very much on the edges. Very much on the edges. But they did battle through. They deserve to be in the final. This is 16 points for Kwame, which I think, what did we get? What did Hannah get? 19? I want to say 19 for getting to the semis. We've already got 16 for getting to the final. And so this will be a nice big jump. And we can forfeit. There's no point. We're going to have a couple of weeks off anyway. We're just going to go for it and kind of see what happens. Nothing to lose. If we get through it unscared, that's great. And yeah, we lose the first 7-5. We win the second 7-5. So it's a couple of extended ones. And then even with the injury and even as tired as we're going to be and having to play the qualifiers and everything, Moyes hits 6-2. Dominant first serve. Solid second. Neither one of them returned particularly well. But the big thing is serves were on top for sure. Their second serve was really good, but the first serve was unbelievable from Moyes, and we actually got up and won ourselves a bunch of points. I think, what's that, 25 points there? Absolutely fantastic. So yeah, Moyes is going to start jumping back up the rankings, and that's exactly what we want to see from him. He's, you know, he's earned those shots, and though he's won one of those, he can probably move up, and he'll be able to get himself in without qualifying, hopefully, as his rating continues to grow. That's kind of the goal there. What week is that? What week is that? 11th of the 5th. Don't know why, but my brain's not allowing me really to calculate that. I guess week 21? Is it week 21? Doesn't look like it. 2020. I'm sure I'm missing stuff. I'm sure it was an MTL Pro 75. And it was in the boy, I believe. That's the week we're in. We just ended, pretty much, our last week. Like, what's week 20? It is week 20. Okay, I didn't see it on the week 20 schedule. Oh, it's a rookie 25. I was thinking 75 because he needs to get to a final of 75. Yeah, that's on me. That's on me. Week 20. Well, he's already playing week 19. I think we keep him on the week 19 and we say no to this. Because we were stopping qualifying anyway. We were just trying to get into the main ones. So that's fine. Yana week 20, I think we're already kind of lined up, right? Yeah, so we're playing in 19. In a girls 200. And we've been invited to a girls 300 on week 20. So that's not going to work. And Hannah's more important to keep her on the women's tour than accept a little junior invitation. So yeah, I think more customization of like auto accepting, auto rejecting, and kind of booking in the right way. We got, people going into tournaments in pretty good form, and then we got people who, like, nobody's going to play for a while anyway, so we're good. Yana just getting knocked out the tournaments early is kind of annoying because we need her to push on, really. That's it. We need her to push on. Because Antonius has come in and just done the business early. He's kind of where we need him to be. But twice now, Yana set expectations that I think were just way above what I thought she could achieve and what she is achieving. And she's not. Yeah, she's not someone that, like, one of these. Is it demanding? No. Ambitious, isn't it? Yeah. Higher minimal objectives. So, yeah, I don't want to save that. But, yeah, she doesn't have that trait, but the game's acting to me as if she is very ambitious and is just booking stuff that we can't really achieve very easily. So, I don't know. I don't fully know what we're going to do there, but oh my god. Yeah, that's kind of what I kind of expected a big jump. I was kind of expecting like 200 maybe. I was kind of thinking it would be like 850 to 750, somewhere that range. No, 574. Almost half our ranking right there on one win. Yeah. Yep. Um, and that was a 25, right? And if you can win a 25, you can probably get semi-final, quarterfinals in a 50. So we're not a million miles away. We're still going to save it for later on in the season, but we're certainly not a million miles away. So Hannah's 221, Moyes is 574, Antonius at 1330 is just flying. He does need to move up a little bit more, probably inside the top 12, 1250 would do. And Yana wants to be girl number one, right? No, top five. Okay. Top five, make the finals, final Grand Slam, and be the third best Checha girl. Not really sure which one of those is more difficult. I don't love any of them. I really don't. Yeah, beaming morale, excellent form. This is kind of what we like to see. We're moving up in the right way. A couple of big jumps for Antonius, massive for Moyes and Hannah. Just keeps moving in the right direction. So another 75. We are actually ranked for this now. We're ranked 7th in this tournament, so that's kind of nice. Yeah, tight match. No, not a tight match. 6-1, 6-3. So yeah, Antonius wins round 32. I love to see it. Absolutely love to see it. Are you still slightly injured? Yeah. But that's fine. He is recovering really, really well. Round of 16, Madison Sieg. I was going to say a lot of Americans. Then I realized, yeah, we're in Charlottesville. That's par for the course. Absolutely par for the course. And again, just everything just lines up very, very similarly again. And 6-4, 6-2. Hannah on a little bit of a tear here. Antonius wins as well in his 16. Love that. What's this going to give us? Another 16 points. Yeah, 29 for a semi. Absolutely fantastic. All the seeds in the bottom half are out. Got 3 Americans and a Canadian, but all the seeds are out in the bottom of the draw. We've got the 2, yeah. In fact, we just got all 4 of the seeds. 2 Americans, an Australian, and a Brit. At one time, these would have all been British. Really. America, Canada, Australia. Not really surprising with the pool of players we probably started from. There's Belgium, Romania, Argentina, Belgium, and Poland. Not that many sort of non-British Empire countries. Can we do it? Yes. Are we going to do it? I don't know, because Katrina Scott is actually really good. Really good, and our semi-final is going to be really tough. And there's good players on the bottom half of this as well, but like, if we did beat Scott and then either Lindsay or Preston, you can't really worry about these kind of names and skill sets at that point. I'm not sure if we're going to win this one. I think this is now we're starting to move into the slightly outmatched territory again. But we are playing well. We're in great form, great morale. And yeah, we do come undone against Scott. Kind of what we expected, but we kind of held our serve okay. We didn't do too badly. You know, they dominated their first serve, and that was pretty much it. That was the difference. So, yeah, we will get knocked out in the quarters. A little bit of a shame, but if we do look at Scott, again, a lot of these are going to be 13, 14, 15, 16s. Her focus is going to be a 15 to 16. You know, she's just that little bit better, a little bit more well-rounded. Inside the top 200 for a reason. Probably going to close in on the top 150 with a tournament like this or 2 under her belt. Yeah, that's really tough. That's really tough. Number 1, number 3 seed. And this whole bracket went according to plan. According to the seeds and rankings and everything. This was just chaos. Antonius wins his quarterfinal. And the semi-final. Yes, Michael, yes. Wish you had a serve. I wish you had a serve just to be that bit more dangerous, but like, you've already got 8 points from this again. Like, we're doing everything we need to do early on. We did get to a quarterfinal in Corfu. And now we've made it to a final. So, big step up for Michael Antonius. We're up against a wild card. Again, the margins between 2,000 and probably 1,500 are really close. Between 1,500 and 1,000 are really close. I don't think we're outmatched. We shouldn't be the favourite. They're a lot more experienced, but we're nigh on identical here. We're a tiny bit taller. We win a tiny bit much more than they do. And yeah, their ranking is higher. The one thing is they've won 5 titles. We haven't, so it would be big for us. It would be big. Let's go ahead and push our intensities up, because I don't think we've ever done that, because we've never got to a final with Michael before. So 7-6-6-2. Wow, just yeah, beating Jacob Paul, huge there. And again, the serve was really good, and we saved half our break points, converted 2/3. Our returns weren't bad, but it's really the serving on that first serve that kind of got us through a lot. And that, for Michael Antonius, could be just huge. That could be absolutely huge. So I think most people are going week 19. I'm going to turn down Hannah and Moyes for that tournament. It might suit Antonius. He's kind of performing on the men's stage now, but it might suit, and it's not going to hurt his objectives because he's already absolutely bloody crushing it. Top 1,500, we're inside the top 9. Round of 32 in a rookie tournament, we just won one in Cairo. Top 150 United States players on the men's tour. We're number 116. Like, we're so far above where we set our objectives that we won't get hurt by doing this. So I think it's just schedule. So Antonius and Yana, what have I got for them in 19, 20, 21? So he's got the rookie 15 in Kalmar. And he is one of the highest seeds for it. Like, that's just a good way to progress. That is just a good way to progress. And then do we need to qualify anymore? Like, do we need to qualify? Really? Probably not, right? Probably not. I might take that out. And then we run either 22 or 23. Because, like, to me, this makes sense. To me, this does make sense. Don't know if it makes sense to you, but it kind of makes sense to me. I think any of these kind of suit, it doesn't really matter. It's not one that we've got to go and win. We could do the 15s, but we are recommended the 25s, and I feel we're in such a good place, why not? Why don't we try that there? And then we've got Yana just not booked in anything because it's the girls. That's why. Um, yeah, that makes more sense. Okay, so we got 19, and we got a week 22. So yeah, I feel like I'm gonna say no for Antonius, which is wild. But Yana Kovachkova, sure. You can agree or disagree with me on that as well. Let me know what your thinking is, but I feel like that's possibly the best way to go and do it, especially now that Antonius is already winning at the pro level and he's not playing juniors. I think that kind of makes a little bit of sense to me. So he's got an extra week, so he's just played and won. Everyone else has got this week to prep, and then they play next week. So they should all be in good form, and they should be all good morale and good fitness levels. That's fine. And he's the only one that's kind of out of sync then with that whole style of booking. So she's going 21. He's going 22. That makes sense. So I'd say probably 21 for these two as well. Yeah. And that's where we've got Kwame, we've got 19, and then we've got nothing in 21. Got you in 22. What have you got you in 22? Huh. Probably wanted her in 21, but then she'll link up with Antonius, and I guess we'll just give Moyes and Yana a week off somewhere. A little week of rest. That might suit. That might work. I don't mind that. I think that's probably going to work out okay for us. So if they're on 21, if we go to 24, we're really getting up into the high levels now, inside the top 100. Oh boy. If we go 24, pretty much with everybody, I think that works. I think that works. Do we give Moyes a shot at his 75 now? I think we might do. I think we might do. Because I don't feel he's like a million miles away from it. Let's go to week 24. And then week 24, we're going to find something that we like, which is probably Clay. I just find Clay is the one that they all kind of like and kind of makes sense. So Antonius, Yana, Moyes, and Hannah should all come back in sync with each other for week 24. These play week 21. Hannah and Michael are going to play week 22. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Okay, that's fine. And then you're just going to need more rest. And I know you might be a little upset and it might affect your morale, but you're going to need that. because your tournament's coming up earlier, and then other people are joining your schedule, you're not getting an extra week to push out extra. You are running a little tight. You are running a little tight. But hey, you just jumped crazy like Moise did, so you're fine. What we're doing is working. Not messing. Number one, not messing with the training too much. Think that's key, and not adding stuff. Absolutely key. Yeah, we're closing in on top 200. Moise is probably a quarterfinal or a semi-final in this 75 away from breaking the top 500. Antonius is under 900. I'm just going full bore at this point. And again, Yana, I love Yana. I just don't feel like I can get her going for some reason. Everybody else makes sense. Everybody else, I can see what we're doing and how it's all coming together, and it just isn't with her right now. I'm not exactly sure why, but it isn't with her right now. And I'd love that to change. I would absolutely adore if she could get just to a final. She could get to a final, I think we'd be absolutely fine. And yeah, we've got everybody now just being able to book. So Moise and Michael can both just book 25s. Hannah can book 75s without an issue. We get a 22 wild card. I don't feel that we're going to do anything there. Underspin, kind of Moise's last real weakness. Single digit, that goes up. That's nice. Tactical skills go up a lot as well, so that's great. And Hannah's tactical skills go up a lot. So yeah, I'm kind of letting them build, and every now and again we'll slip in a little training here or there. And when they're super tired and maybe looking injured, we'll kind of try and engineer it so that they're developing what we need them to develop. He's already good. He's got a week and then he's prepping. So I feel like we can mess with this a little bit. But not a ton. But he's already got powerful ace. Like, I don't feel like we need to mess too much more. Kind of working on what I want him to work on. I guess we just keep using these little tacticals and third game plans. It's not really going to affect him too much, but his serve will really be a lot better. And then just a little bit of extra work towards the end. That's it. When I'm on about like adjusting training, no, that's it. That's all I'm going to do, because it's just too easy to mess up and undo all the good work. I don't feel like that's a good idea. So, round 32 against Iliev. Who's the 8th seed? Number 184 in the world, and we're currently 214. So we're moving really close to that. Absolutely moving close to that. Sarah Iliev, we've beaten her once. Think that we should progress here. And we do. We get absolutely chopped up that first set. But Hannah comes back strong in the second, saves from elimination, wins that tiebreaker. And the third is a battle, but that's great bounce back ability from Hannah. Absolutely fantastic. Serve wasn't great. Just didn't save a single break. Didn't break much either. So, a really tough match. And we're kind of getting into the level where Hannah is probably meant to be, because she's competing. And she's still winning now and again, but she's not dominating. So yeah, I feel like we've booked in the right place. Number 2 seed, you know, yeah. Number 1 seed's already got knocked out a while ago. So this is the highest ranked player left in. And again, I don't feel that we're particularly outmatched anywhere. It's just going to be a tough match. And yeah, we get beaten. That's fine. That's fair. But we're definitely at the level we're supposed to be. Ooh, yeah, Norescu. I like Norescu. Norescu looks really good. Don't know why I'm doing that when I can just do this and kind of pull where we're supposed to be going. So, probably because I want to see the player not go to the match. And again, yeah, she's just better. She's slightly older. She's slightly stronger, slightly better. And it's not like she absolutely just dominated. She broke well. She took the first serve fairly comfortably and grabbed that first set. And then kind of had to battle to win. But I don't feel too bad about that one. I don't feel too bad. Quarterfinals, semifinals. This is what we needed from Yana. This is so huge from Yana. This is so huge from Yana. And also, this is pretty big from Moyes as he keeps, getting up and doing some stuff here that, yeah, he's losing the first set and then he's coming back and absolutely dominating. Loses the middle set there. Round of 32 he took cleanly in 2, but he's up against Pierre Luigi Basile. Italian, we're 1-1 in head-to-head. Okay. We got 3 titles. We're taller. We're slightly better stat-wise. We probably should win. And Moyes usually does deliver, to be fair to him. 6-1, 7-6, and again, I feel we're coming to his level. I don't think we're quite there yet. I'm wondering if it's going to be that 75. Because that would be magical. But the one I want to win a tournament so badly is into a final. Her journey, 6-4, 6-2 over Yisung Chu. 6-love, 6-love over Alisa Grinkovic. Okay. Not a bad player. Maybe not like a great player, but 100% not a bad player. Pietra Rivioli, 6-3, 6-1. Losing a set for the first time against number 5 seed Sarina Schneider of Switzerland, 6-3. Dominate in the second, 6-1, and coming strong then at the end, 6-4. And then we face the 3 seed, so it's number 6 versus number 3. And yeah, Yana's finally showing up in these big tournament events, which then gives me a little bit of hope for the final of the Grand Slam tournaments and to get to the end of season finals and to maybe get top 5 in juniors. But she needs to start winning stuff like this, so we're finally moving in that right direction. It's taken the first third of the year, but we're in a solid place. We're the outsider, but the stats here kind of favor us a tiny little bit. Tiny bit shorter. We got a shot. And we take that shot. Yana takes a girls' junior 200. Absolutely phenomenal. That's what we needed. Great first serve. Great first serve. Saved all 3 break points. One half of the break points that we needed to close out this. And just, yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I can't lie. I'm probably happier with Yana's win than Moyes than with Michael's that he just won or any of Hannah's that she's won. because of what it means going forward. Like what it actually means going forward. That's a 23. We know we're not playing 23s. So across the board now. Now that we can actually go in as well and just completely book our own tournaments, I feel like I've got better control and we can pick our pathways. And I'm absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving it. Kwame, big victory. Love that from him. Yana, big victory. Badly needed. Hopefully kicks on to where we need to go. Hannah's anticipation is high. Love that. Antonius's underspin. His serve power's coming up. Just yeah. I'm happy. So Hannah closing in on that top 200 in the world. She's right on the cusp. Absolutely fantastic. Like I said, we can drop down and win a 50. We don't even need to drop down to a 10. We'll just drop down to a 50 to win this. And as long as we stay around 200 in the world, we're going to be top 6 or better anyway, probably in the UK women's ranking. So yeah, we got a bit of wiggle room. We can drop down. As long as we're in the top 300, we would be top 10. Just win that 50. Hannah is going to be exactly where she needs to be. Moyes, just phenomenal, up to 385. We've got him booked for a 75. It's going to be a bit of a journey, but he can win 25s. So he should be able to probably get quarterfinal of a 75, depending on the draw. Depending on the draw. If he gets a nice draw against like a wild card and the number 7 or 8 seed, then I think he's got a shot at getting into like the quarterfinal stage. So I don't feel he's a million miles away either. They're really good. And like I say, Michael has just killed it and is where he needs to be or above, miles above. Love that. He's just playing now to develop. And we're slowly going to start working our way in. I think the top 12 maybe go into the finals. Maybe it's the top 16. If it's a proper bracket, I'm not really sure. Could be as low as 8. I think another couple of good tournaments, another couple of wins, and Yana's probably starting to get into this sort of conversation. Her ranking will improve dramatically from those points she just won, and then moving forward after that, another tournament or two to get to the top 5. That will automatically put her top 3 Chechnya players on the girls' tour. And then this little Grand Slam final is going to be... It's going to be interesting. I will say that. It is going to be interesting. We do have a chance right now, so kind of got to wait and see how that one works out. But yeah, I think all I really need to do now as well before we end this is, again, we're just going to go in and we're going to give a couple more cares just to like make sure 100% that we're where we need to be. We probably don't need all of them. And I think a little tactical lesson, it doesn't add much. It doesn't kill the morale as much as care. Brings the form up a tiny bit. I think that's going to be good recovery, development, kind of balance. Anyway, I'm pretty happy with that. And I'll probably move that one over. So we're not doing too much sort of as one. I'm just thinking now because the very tactical is high. I don't like these two because I think these two are both like medium. to high. So what are we looking for? Forehand, slice, attacking, backhand. There's the attacking backhand. So that is a low medium. And the forehand slice is a high medium. Yeah, yeah. I think moving the backhand up and getting more rest in here. So we're not doing multiple medium to high tiring things every day, and we're getting a lot of care along the way. That I think would suit. And so yeah, that's where we're going to leave it for this one. Yeah, I don't have too much more to say. I just feel that we're doing really, really well. Everyone's developing. We still have a lot of weaknesses on each player to really focus on. Like I say, Hannah's mainly her fitness. Moyes needs a little bit of a better serve. I think if we go through them and look, I'm fairly comfortable with technicals. I don't think she's amazing everywhere. Her forehand consistency would probably be the one thing I would like to put up to a 13. Because we've got serve consistency at a 13, backhand at a 13. That serves just a little bit lower. But everything's good here. Bottom half of physical, everything's good. Speed, footwork. Again, if we can get that to an 11, that to a 10, and the forehand to a 13, I think I'm really kind of happy. These mentals will probably just go up as she ages, I would assume. But really kind of happy with where she's at, what she's doing, how she's performing, and the way we're hitting her goals. But yeah, if we can kind of just get ourselves a little improvement here or there, I think she'll be much more well-rounded. We can kind of start pushing inside the top 200, maybe 150, maybe. I don't know. And in Kwame, like everything I want from Hannah is kind of here on Kwame. The only bit that I would need to improve Kwame that Hannah hasn't got, that Hannah has got, is just these serve numbers. So like an 11 or 12, and you're like a 12 power, 11 spin, 13 consistency. I'd be really, really happy with Moyes. So I think, again, we just keep slipping in that powerful ace training now and again, replacing something with that to focus his development. And we should be where we want to be pretty quickly with Moyes and inside the top 250 to 200 with him. Because, yeah, he is technically a higher level than Hannah. They both got amazing potential. And Yana is slightly better than Antonia, so we're not kind of seeing it yet. But she is very well-rounded, and again, it's kind of a mix of both because she's younger. This top couple of her physical are a little bit behind. Her backhand consistency could use some work. Serve power could use some work. So it's a little bit about consistency and serve, physicality, mixed between Moyes and Hannah. And Antonia's, again, we're pretty good. We just level everything up a little bit and work on that serve. Because, again, that is the one thing that's kind of missing from the game. So, yeah, as long as we can do that without hurting their development in other areas, and we don't tire them out before tournaments, I think we're good. Because, like I say, those goals are absolutely fantastic. Everybody's kind of where they need to be. Yana's got a chance to hit her goal, or one of her goals, which would propel her super high up in the others anyway. Moyes isn't far away and has a chance to hit the goal that he hasn't really done anything with yet in his next tournament. And Hannah will come back to later for her final. Michael's hit his, so very comfortable, very happy. So let me know what you think. Comment section down below, as always. We are kind of above the money where we needed to be, so we already have earned the money back that I thought we would within a month or two. So going into debt hasn't really affected us. It's just that we owe an extra 50k because of the 10% interest on the 500k loan. Don't think we can do anything about that. I don't believe that we can pay that off early. It would be nice if we could, but we can't. So I guess that's just going to be, taken out over time. But we're in a good place, so yeah, I'm happy. Make sure you do hit that like button if you are enjoying the series. You want to see more. Let me know what you want to see more of on the in the comment section down below as well. Smash subscribe so you don't miss a video. Make sure you check out all of our playlists we got up as well. Make sure all the videos I've got have gone up into playlists so they're easy to keep track of. And even if you miss when a video goes live, you will be able to find it on the channel really easily that way. So do check that out. And we do have memberships if you are interested in those. A little bit extra support for me, a little bit more fan service for all of you. But I appreciate you being here, part of the journey. As always, this channel would be nothing without you guys. So all the support I'm really thankful for. And we'll see you next time for more fun and games with Tennis Manager as we're coming into the midpoint of Season 2. And I think we're really starting to make waves. Exciting things could be just around the corner. So I hope you're there to see it. Till then, though, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you next time. All the best.